Hi guys, and welcome back to the vlog. I'm sure the title of this video is a little jarring. We will get into that. Today's gonna be a regular day in the life of a regular ass bitch. It's my day off from my day job, and I want to take you guys along with me, talk about what's been going on with me in my life. Last time I vlogged, I was in Korea, and I kind of dropped off. I did a horrible job of vlogging when I was in Korea. I have so much footage, but it just wasn't in me to put it together. I'll get more into that later on in the vlog. But hello, my name is LunaFEmber. Welcome to my channel, and I have a iced pecan crunch oat milk latte that I'm very excited to try, and I'm going to have my bacon egg bites, and I'm just going to start my day. We're gonna get our nails done. I think we may get some sushi later. I feel like that's what I'm in the mood for. And we're going to talk about the title of this video, which is the fact that I went bankrupt at the ripe age of 31 years old, and how I got here, what I learned, what I'm gonna do differently. And trigger warning, I will be talking about my mental health in this video. I will try not to go into a lot of detail, but if that's something that could be potentially triggering to you, I will be talking about my bipolar disorder. And if that is something that is triggering to you, I recommend maybe not watching this video. But like I said, I won't go into detail, but I will be mentioning it and how it affected me. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start our day. Alright guys, so first stop of the day, we are at Barnes & Noble. I'm just kind of chilling. My nail appointment's at 2 p.m. Right now it's 11, so I'm just kind of filling my time. I walked my dogs already, and let's just go ahead and window shop. Maybe get a book, maybe not, but let's just walk around. Lord knows I do not need any more books, but I know there's two I really want. But honestly, they may be cheaper on Amazon, so I might just browse, but let's see what they got. Okay, so this is the book I really want. This is the sequel to The Wren and the Holly Library. I don't know if anyone's read this, but I absolutely love it. I don't know if I should get it. I know it's probably cheaper on Amazon. Let me see. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so I just looked it up, and that book is literally $16 on Amazon, and it's $33 in store. So I'm not gonna get that. But let's keep walking around. This is like the romance section. Let's see what they got. So I'm not a big contemporary romance person. I like fantasy. So I love me some romance, but you know, I need someone to be either a vampire or a werewolf or some type of fae along the lines in order for me to get into it. But yeah, look at all of these different books. There is one romance book that I'm looking for, and it's called The Modern Witch's Guide to Innkeeping. So let's see if we can find that. Found it. I want to try this book so bad. I'm obsessed with the cover. I think it is so cute. This gives me very whimsy vibes, and apparently it's adorable. And also, she wrote The Spell Shop, and I love The Spell Shop, so if she likes this, I'll probably like it. Okay, I literally just ordered those two books off of Amazon because they can be delivered to my house today, and the total is $40 versus I think what would have been closer to $60. I also got a hair conditioner bottle, so that adds like another $8, but it was $14 for the Innkeeping book and $16 for the Robin and the Oak. So I just did that instead. So now we're just kind of browsing because I already bought books. Okay, I had to get out of there before I spent any more money. Like I mentioned, I got those 2 books off of Amazon. I have been wanting those books all summer since they've been released, so I know it's not an impulse buy. And I've been staring at them in my Amazon cart, and going to see their prices in person just kind of solidified it. Robin and the Oak was $33 in Barnes, and it was $16.50 on Amazon. The Witch's Modern Guide was $19 in Barnes and was $14.50 on Amazon. So I just got them. They're gonna be delivered for free later on in the day. And yeah, so now I am just out Grubhubbing. If you don't know what Grubhub is, it's similar to DoorDash. I'm just delivering some food. So to hopefully make back the money I just spent. That's what I'm trying to do. If I'm going to spend money on things that aren't bills and that aren't essentials, then I need to make that money back. So I am picking up an order right now, and I picked up a shift, so I'm working until 1:30 my time, and then that works out perfect because my nail appointment's at 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some extra money, and I will see you guys at my nail appointment. All right, we are done with the nail appointment. I love them. I'm like a hoe for cat eye. I love any cat eye polish whatsoever. My last set was a champagne cat eye. This was like a purple cat eye with like a gold shift. I don't know if you can see, but look at how pretty that is. I love them so much, and they're like the perfect length for me. I just love it. So now we are going to go back home. I'm gonna walk my dogs, and then we're going to go get something to eat. And that's when we are going to chit chat and catch up on everything that is going on in my life. And then that'll, I think, be the end of the vlog. I might end it there, I might not, but let's see. Let's go walk these dogs. Okay, so we are back home. As you can see, my very unorganized, very overstuffed bookshelf is in the back. I have some comfort Chinese food on the way. I decided to go with Chinese food instead of sushi because I haven't had Chinese food in a while. Well, what's a while for me, which is I think a month. So for me, that's a really long time without Chinese food. So I have some Chinese food coming. So now I want to talk about the title of this video. So yes, unfortunately, I filed for bankruptcy at the age of 31 years old. So let's talk about a little bit about how I got there. Let's take it back to when my frontal lobe developed. In my mid-20s, I had a nervous breakdown, a lot of repressed childhood trauma, a lot of childhood trauma that wasn't repressed, but came and hit me like a tidal wave, as if it happened all over again. It kind of hit me, and I was at a breaking point, to say the least. My life was very much in danger. I was in danger of not being here anymore, and I went into an outpatient program. That outpatient program saved my life, and it's called High Focus Centers in South Jersey. If anyone here is familiar, or maybe you know someone, or maybe you just don't, but that place and the counselors, the therapists, the doctors in there quite literally saved my life, and I'm here because of them. And that was just it was a really pivotal part of my life, but it was also really tough financially. So in order for me to be in this outpatient program, I had to step away from my job. I hadn't been at my job long enough to receive pay for me going on this program. So I basically had no income, no nothing for 4 months, when originally I had thought that I was going to be in there for 2 weeks. What I didn't know is that they assess you and see after 2 weeks how long they think you need to be in treatment for, and they extend it as evaluations go. So I ended up being in there for about 4 months, and it was difficult. It was hard. It it wasn't anything that, you know, is glamorous in any way, shape, or form. But I did it. I needed to do it. And previous to that, I had, well, while I was in the program, let me back up a little bit. When I was in the program, I ended up being diagnosed bipolar or manic depressive, whatever you want to call it. And that gave me so much clarity. It made so much sense because previous to being in the program, I was jumping from job to job. I either couldn't keep a job or I kept a job, but I would bounce around and I would leave one job for another and another and another and another and another. And I always had 2 jobs at the same time. And those 2 jobs were constantly rotating. And because they were constantly rotating, there were a bunch of mini gaps where I would be unemployed, thus surviving off of credit cards. And I didn't realize that my mental health was part of the reason why my life was so sporadic. And I had no idea that I was basically in psychosis for the majority of my 20s, and that affected a lot of my decision making. And now that I'm medicated and I can see things clearly, I can honestly look back at that time and be like, wow, I was in mania, but I was living alone. You know, no one could face the consequences of my choices other than me, and I was delusional to my own circumstances. So because there was basically no one to check me, I made a lot of bad financial decisions, and thus got me into the situation that I'm in now. Fast forward to 2025 today, I have filed for bankruptcy. By the time this video goes up, hopefully it will be said and done. Paperwork has already been filed, and I am relieved. I'm a little nervous because it's a do-over, so, you know, the unknown is always, you know, really always gets my anxiety going. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get another chance at adulthood in what feels like my new body, my new mind, my new place in life. I feel like I'm more in control of myself and my emotions than I've ever been, ever. Every day it just gets better. Truly, you know, it takes time to heal from everything. You know, time heals all, and it's so true. And I want to make this video. The reason why I'm making this video and why I'm even being so open and telling the internet my business is because I want this video to, hopefully it reaches people that maybe you feel like you're a little behind, you know, for your age. Maybe you think you should be married, you should have kids, you should have X amount of money saved away, you should own a house, you should own several cars, or whatever your personal goals are. And maybe at this very moment you don't have those things, and maybe that gets to you, especially with social media. When you see people, you know, it's the highlight reel, so of course, you know, no one's going to post when they're going through things. They're going to post the best of things, the best of days, the best of moments, the best of holidays and celebrations, and you don't see everything that went into getting them from A to B. You just see B, and it's very easy to compare and get yourself down because of that. So I really want to make this video to say, fuck those comparisons. You're exactly where the fuck you need to be. And I hope that me sharing where I'm at the age of 31 is not, obviously no one inspires to be bankrupt. I don't think this is necessarily inspiring, but I want this to show you that, you know, that I'm okay and I'm gonna be okay, and if I'm gonna be okay, then you're gonna be okay too. So fuck timelines, fuck all that. You know, you are exactly where you need to be. If you need to get help, if you are struggling with your mental health, that's another message I really want this video to be, is that I potentially probably wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in had I recognized the signs and reached out sooner, instead of waiting until I hit a breaking point, essentially. You know, lean on your friends, lean on your doctors, lean on your family, your chosen family, whoever is in your life, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, wife, husband, lean on them. Speak out when you need help, even if you don't think, oh well, you know, I'm struggling but I'm surviving, but you know, but I'm handling it, but I got my shit together. That doesn't mean that you don't need to talk to somebody. That doesn't mean that you don't deserve help or that you don't deserve support. You know, not everyone can keep a lid on things 100% of the time, 365 days a year, you know. So get help where you need help. And while I was talking, the books I ordered while we were in Barnes & Noble together just got delivered. So I got, as you know, The Robin and the Oak Throne. Look how pretty these edges are. We saw that at Barnes. Got it for $16 on Amazon. And A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Sorry, got a little distracted. I got the notification while I was filming that it got delivered, so I got really excited. But yeah, so, you know, I made mistakes and I take accountability for them, whether I was in mania or not. I'm still an adult. I'm still an adult that made those financial decisions, you know, and I am really excited to move on and start this next chapter in my life, you know, more frugal, more financially smart. Is that the right? I feel like there's like better terminology for that. But, you know, actually put money away, save for the future. Hopefully one day I can look back on this video when I buy my first house and be like, wow, look at where, you know, I was in my little apartment with my overstuffed bookshelf and now I have a house. You know, God willing, one day that'll happen for me. And God willing, one day, all of your goals will happen for you. And I am rooting for you. If you feel like no one else is in your corner, I am in your corner. Truly. And I just want this to be abundantly positive. And I don't want this to be a video about, you know, I went bankrupt, so I'm gonna, you know, shame myself into doing better. No, fuck that. I'm not gonna shame myself. I spent, you know, so much of my life putting myself down, looking myself in the mirror, feeling insecure from everything, from the way I look to the way I act to the, you know, to everything. You know, and some of those things did need changing, but also a lot of those things were just me. And I'm learning to accept myself where I am at 100% of the time. And I hope that you can do that too. So again, if you're watching this video and you feel like you're behind or you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, I am letting you know right now that all of your goals will come true piece by piece, day by day. Just keep going. Just please keep going. And all right, so with that, I'm gonna end the vlog. As always, I think I forgot to say it at the end of my last two videos, but remember, everything is gonna be okay. My name is LunaFEmber. I promise I'm gonna be more consistent of uploading the vlogs, just with everything going on in my personal life. It kind of ate up a lot of my time, but I do want to get back into my vlogs. I do want to get back into promoting the book that I'm writing. I actually have to write some of it this weekend so I can turn it into my book coach. Very excited about that. Hopefully when I get to a more comfortable place with my writing, I want to start posting chapters of my writing to get people's feedback and just to get my writing out there. So that's on the horizon. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Again, everything is gonna be okay. I adore you. Mwah. And I will see you in the next vlog. Okay? Bye.